What is going on, traders? Welcome back to the Traveling Trader. Market cap currently sits at 120.8 bill. It looks like we are sitting idle in BTC after that mini rally that happened, back February 8th, so almost a week ago. We are now in an idle position, stagnating, trading sideways. Overall, we're still in this, this was a bearish pennant. It looks like it's playing out over the longer term, and it looks like it's going to be forming a wedge as opposed to a pennant. Either way, it is still a continuation pattern, which is not necessarily good for Bitcoin's position since we are seeing declining volume. Another thing that I want to point your attention to is the shorts. So here overlaid, I have the BTC USD shorts. You can get this in TradingView if you click compare. Put in BTC USD shorts and select it, it will overlay it on top of the chart just like this. Now, the thing to note here is that shorts are declining and we're reaching close to a swing low point on the shorts. Now, what does this mean? Well, this means that as shorts reach a swing low or, close to a recent low, and you see here, this happens to be around the range for the low on shorts. I'll change the color of this line here. But once we hit around this range, then we'll start to see shorts increase again, right? Because we'll be at a low for shorts, and the trend tends to reverse at this point. So as shorts hit this low and they increase again, what happens to the price? Well, the best example is this long period that we had between September and November of last year. If you remember, we were trading in this really tight range, and Bitcoin was at an all-time low volatility between 6,200 and 6,600, somewhere around that range. And once you're in a tight range like that, and the kind of similar to the range that we have right now, with low volume, it is subject to a violent breakout. And doesn't necessarily mean a downside breakout, but the shorts tell the story that, if there is increasing demand for shorts in Bitcoin while we're in this low volume sideways trading period, then we will likely see a downside breakout as shorts increase, right? Because there is an inverse correlation between the increase in the number of shorts and the decrease in price of Bitcoin. So that, along with the fact that we do see this wedge pattern coming from a descending trend, right? This continuation pattern, the most probable move is a break to the downside. Now, another point of confirmation, if you add the moving averages, you'll see, let me just remove this line here. If you look at the moving averages, you'll see that we're struggling to get above the 50, this orange line here, and the 50 is what has been it has been our resistance point going all the way back to August of last year, and then throughout that tight range that I was referencing between September and November, the 50 was our constant resistance. So we are now seeing a very similar pattern where we're trading in this tight sideways range, seeing resistance at the 50, and then the shorts decreasing, potentially bouncing off of that support for shorts that we've seen. So this is rather dangerous territory for Bitcoin. Looking at XRP, here's XRP against the US dollar. This is actually not a bad spot for XRP for accumulation. We're in a range that we saw historically, especially late 2017 before the rally. We're in that range currently today between 25 and 30 cents. And that historically has been an accumulation zone for XRP, not only, going all the way back to mid to late 2018, but also going all the way back to the pre-2017 rally. So this is actually a good accumulation zone for XRP. And if we take something like a rectangle tool, you'll see here, this is the support range for XRP, and we are nearing that level again. So for a long-term or dollar cost average perspective, XRP is not in a bad spot now. So if you want access to the trade alerts, link is in the description. They are sent out on the Discord just like this. Here are some of the recent trade alerts, BitTorrent token as well as LTC. I don't mind showing those because those are trades that already panned out. But we made over 120% on BitTorrent token, over 50% on LTC, and BNB has been up 70% since the long-term trade alert back in November. So if you want access to the trade alerts, link is in the description. It'll cost you less than 2 cups of coffee a month. And I am doing a 0.03 Bitcoin drawing every month for the Diamond Traders and Up level. It is just a random drawing that I'm doing every month, no strings attached. I'll be using random.org. I'll be putting your names and email addresses here and, hitting randomize, and whoever comes up first, I'll be giving 0.03 Bitcoin away to. That's about $110, $109 in today's value. Looking at Ethereum, we're struggling to get above the 50-day moving average. We did pop above it a couple times, going all the way back to, going all the way back to February 2018. We popped above the 50-day moving average, for a short while, a couple of times before dropping back down. So it is clearly a resistance point for Ethereum. We do see the 50 potentially converging and rising above the 100-day moving average. And with the hard fork that is estimated to happen around, February 28th or 29th, the last week of February, it really depends on when this specific block occurs. Block number 7,280,000, which is when the Constantinople hard fork is set to go in place. We've talked about the hard fork before, and not to get into too much detail, but it is basically a hard fork that includes 5 big changes that are set to improve the scalability as well as the network efficiency and fee structure. Now, what's interesting is that regarding the fee structure, the block rewards for Ethereum is going to decrease from 3 ETH down to 2 ETH, the block mining reward. And, this is similar to, I guess in theory, to a Bitcoin halving or a Litecoin halving, where the block rewards will decrease on those 2 coins as well. And what we tend to see is an increase in price gradually over time, because obviously there is now a limited supply, or less of a supply on the market, since the halving is contributing to less rewards, right? So less rewards meaning less Bitcoin available within the same time frame. And in this case, the reward for Ethereum is getting knocked down from 3 to 2. So a third less in rewards for mining Ethereum. I wonder if that will have the same effect on Ethereum's price. So far, the volume on Ethereum looks unchanged. It's trading below average volume on most days. So far, the Constantinople announcement, the fact that it's happening again since they failed the first time, it hasn't had an effect on volume or price of Ethereum. Again, look out in the trade alerts for Ethereum entries. Couple of interesting news stories. Status is going to launch a tap-to-pay crypto hardware wallet, and Status is based on the Ethereum platform. And they're actually going to be selling this card for $29 a piece. Seems like a fair value. What's interesting is the portfolio of cryptos that it is going to support. It'll include support for Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, XRP, and Ethereum, as well as all Ethereum-based ERC20 tokens. Now, I wonder, I don't really have any insight as to how it's going to work in terms of, will you only be able to load the card with one crypto? Can you have multiple cryptocurrencies on the card? Can you select which cryptocurrency to pay in, et cetera, et cetera? But I do think it's, it's a cool idea, and we will see more of these user interface-based products as it relates to crypto, giving users more opportunity to actually use their cryptocurrency. Moving on to Coinbase. Coinbase wallet to feature private key backup on Google Drive, iCloud. This is really important because, we've all heard stories about people losing their private keys or losing their passwords, etc. And this gives people a chance to store them, ideally in a secure place, so that they're not, writing them down on pieces of paper or storing them on their notes app on their computers, or somewhere where it could potentially be easily recovered. So that is it for this video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Hit that thumbs up if you got anything out of this video. Leave a comment in the comment section if you have a question, agreement, disagreement. Sign up if you want access to the trade alerts and or if you want help with one-on-one coaching for your technical analysis and charting. Stay safe out there. Peace.